Hello everyone, welcome back to Sparks. In the last video lesson, we covered how to add text on your website. In today's lesson, we are going to talk about how you can add images to your website and how you can add buttons to your website. I know you're probably thinking at this point, these are all like really random things. Why do we need these for, right? But remember, we are building a quiz website, and a quiz has all of these. For example, as you can see on this example quiz, we have our images here, we have a button that we can click, and as you can see there's text everywhere on the website. So please don't feel like you're learning all of this for no reason, because there is a direction that we are going towards. We just need to get there. So we are already on glitch.com right here, but I will still link it in the description. And we're going to open up a new project. So we're going to go to our top right, new project, and we're going to click on classic website or hello web page, depending on how Glitch loads for you. And it's going to take a minute to load, as per usual. All right, let me reiterate this again. I may go a little fast in these lessons, so feel free to stop the video if you need to. I'll still be here when you unpause, but we're just going to go into this lesson. So, we are back at hello, welcome to Glitch. We're going to go to our left-hand side and click on index.html. There's going to be a lot of text here. We're going to ignore it all by deleting all of it. Boom. Now let's begin programming. Again, as I said in the last video, before we even begin programming in HTML, we need to tell the computer that we're programming in the language HTML. So the way we do that is by using the HTML tag and then leaving a little room for us to actually program in. Today we are going to cover images and buttons. So let's start off with images. The way that you add an image is pretty easy once you know it, but it's going to be a little difficult to remember it. And don't worry, everyone has trouble remembering all these different tag names and stuff, so feel free to write a note to yourself about how to do an image tag. That's what I did. Or just come back to this video whenever you need to. But the way you add an image tag is first you type in image, which we shorthand to img. Don't forget your inequality sign right here. But we have our image so far, so img. So next what we need to do on this image tag is we need to type in the source or the address of the image. So what do I mean by that? Basically, type in source, which we shorthand to src, and then you type in an equal sign, and then you type in a pair of quotation marks. And inside of these quotation marks, this is where you are going to put the address of an image. So what does this exactly mean? Basically, HTML says we're going to find an image, and the source is at this address, or the source of this image is at this image address. So how do you get an image address? Let's talk about that right now. First, we need to find an image to get an image address. So how I like to find images is through Google. How about let's get an image of Martha Stewart. So Martha Stewart. And now, if you're using Google, you go over to images, and you may think like, okay, I just find any image I want and I can put it on my website. But the reality is there's something called copyright, which means that you can get sued if you put an image that someone else owns. So how do you not get sued by putting an image on your website? The way you do that is by getting an image with a Creative Commons license. So the way you do that on Google is you go over to the right hand up here and you click on Tools, and you click on Usage Rights, and you click on Creative Commons. And now, every image that you see here, you can use for recreational use. So how about let's get a fun picture of Martha Stewart. Let's go with this one. And what you're going to want to do to get the address of this image is you're going to want to right-click it, and somewhere in here, depending on what operating system you're using, you're going to find something that's basically copy image address. So you're going to want to copy your image address, head over back to your Glitch website, and make sure that you have your pair of quotation marks in here. You're going to want to click in between the quotation marks and paste in your address. And now The most important thing about this image tag is you need to close the tag. So what I mean by that is you go outside of the quotation mark, put in that inequality sign. So now we have our image and we're saying the source is at this address. So let's take a look at our website. So show, and for me in a new window. And as you can see, we have a very big picture of Martha Stewart. Some of you may have very small images, some of you may have very big images. Do not worry about the size of the images right now, because we are going to fix them a little later in CSS. So all we need to worry about right now is getting the images onto the website. But that's how you get images on a website. Alright, so now that we know how to put an image on a website, as we can see here, I have my image on my website here. Now, let's figure out how to put a button on a website. I did partially cover this in like the second video, I think, but it's pretty straightforward. You just put in a button tag, and we don't even shorthand button, so you just put in button, and anything in between where the tag opens and where it closes, this is going to be the text on the button. So that might not make sense at first, but if I put click me in between this button tag and I check my website, as you can see I have a button on here that says click me. So I can click it and it'll do nothing. And the way that we give these buttons a functionality is through JavaScript, and that is way far ahead, so don't worry about that right now. We just need the button on the website. So maybe in between this button tag I could just put like Martha Stewart, because again we are building a quiz, so maybe we want to select the option of Martha Stewart, and boom, Martha Stewart. Yeah, that's pretty much it for today's lesson. That's how you put images and buttons on your website. Thank you for watching and hope to see you in the next